and welcome to The Mix, your first stop for cultural affairs. Tonight, a look at world music, which often mixes styles and disparate traditions, which not everyone can do with fluidity, but our guest can. Former opera singer Carlo Vutera's first solo album reflects his love for both Italian and Cuban cultures. It's called Amore. Let's listen.
I'm like outside of the parameter of operatic life. You know, I'm a very seriously trained opera singer, but I don't apply to the whole world in a way. People I met here that I have a tremendous respect for, extremely talented musicians, the new wave of Cuban musicians. They can either play jazz, hip hop, classical, danzón. You know, they're just very complete in their training, very available. And really in love with music.
Quanto suona che perde per te. Abbracciate in un poco con te. Oi mari.
Joining us now is the voice behind the music, Carlos Vutera. Thanks for being here. This is a great way for an opera singer to broaden his audience.
Definitely. And but that wasn't really why the album came along. It was just really the passion for both the culture of Italian and Cuban music that happened. Basically, I was singing in Italy and in Cuba as well, and somehow it just seemed natural to combine the two worlds that have so much in common.
And it combines old Neapolitan Italian love songs with a modern Cuban flair, so that's really the new twist.
With boleros, yes, and boleros is a style that was invented in Cuba in the 20s and 30s, and I somehow really saw the connection between that and the Italian love songs, Neapolitan love song, which is such a huge culture. You know, there's more than 14,000 known songs in the repertoire, in the Cuban repertoire, and in the Italian repertoire as well.
And you want both cultures to hear it in their original languages, so you're releasing two versions.
Exactly. The Italian one and the Spanish one. The Spanish translation was done by December Bueno, who was an incredible bolero writer, and I was lucky enough that he would translate these songs in Spanish for the first time.
Now, among your many singing careers, you were a singer at the National Opera House in Cuba. That must have been quite an experience. What was that like?
It was. Well, it was exciting because it was simple in the means and yet always new and very, very talented musicians. And I got to sing many lead roles there. I sang Traviata, Bohème, Butterfly, Cavalleria, and so it was an amazing experience.
In a way, though, you need that traditional background to be able to take it to the next level and make it new. You have to sort of know what you're doing to perfection, and then you can add this Cuban twist.
Yeah, it's always touchy to mix two worlds, and especially two cultures like that. But people have heard the album. I think what's really particular about it is it respects both worlds and it enhances both worlds rather than use, it's fun. It's fun to listen. It's light. I think it's a great album.
It's the beginning of a new movement, a new sound, do you think?
It could be. I think so. And more at today's age, people are mixing. I think it's really how the world is going. We're traveling much more than we used to. We're listening to other type of music. So it's natural. It's an organic project.
Right. In New York, they call it a mashup, mixing two kinds of music sounds together. But I did want to ask you, nearly 36 musicians worked on this album, so a lot of people got involved. Was that confusing?
No, not at all. It was recorded with serendipity, and I think the level of the musician that worked on it was the reason why it was recorded really easily, and it was recorded in 3 different studios. We recorded in 2 studios in New York City and 1 studio in Havana, and then it was mastered here by Emily Lazar at the Lodge, and it's You know?
Where can people find out more?
Sorry?
Where can people find out more about the album?
Online, at my website, carlovutera.com. And in some stores, it's being distributed now.
Okay.
And so.
We wish you the best of luck. Thanks for introducing this new kind of music to us and for joining us, Carlos Vutera, an entirely original undertaking by a former opera singer. When we come back, a look at the history of deep sea diving, so stay tuned to the mix.